Hi everybody, it's Kathy from Huckleberry Herbs and Art. It's been a long time since I worked with my Chameleon Markers and I have to make a birthday card, so I also want to play with my Sugar Hollow collection from Heartfelt Creations with the cute little owl images, and my daughter's card receiver. She likes purple, so I thought I would use this as the inside because, well, I'll show you in a minute. Maybe I might use this as a frame or this purple. I've already stamped up, and if you want any of these, you can get them at my store, huckleberryherbs.com. I've already stamped up a few of the images. They're just adorable. I love these guys here, and I really like this little grouping here. And I have been playing with the stamps on different papers and coloring them, trying them out. I'm going to color this tree and swing because I'm going to put this on a 6x6 cardstock, and I'll show you working with my Chameleon Markers, coloring in the tree and swing as best I can. I will probably speed that up, so here we go.
To the chase, no time to waste. We've got things to do, something to face. Can't rest here, pick up your gear. Don't look behind yourself, there's nothing there but fear. And let's be on our way. Pull yourself along with me and head to break of day. Oh, let's be on our way, my friend, 'cause you can't stay here anymore. Don't be afraid, walk over here and whisper something sweet into my waiting ear. Just in my hand, oh, come and take a stand. Don't stay inside yourself, you're lonely, stay behind. And let's be on our way, my friend. Pull yourself along with me and head for break of day. Oh, let's be on our way, my friend, 'cause you can't stay here anymore. You're so locked up inside yourself, you think I'm a trick, wasting time when little left with you, you're all alone. So let's be on our way, my friend. Pull yourself along with me and head for break of day. Oh, let's be on our way, my friend, 'cause you can't stay here anymore. something sweet into my waiting ear. Trust in my hand, oh, come and take a stand. Don't stay inside yourself, you're lonely, stay behind. And let's be on our way, my friend. Pull yourself along with me.
I finished die cutting the parts that I have colored up, and they did not cut perfectly, which a lot of die cuts don't cut perfectly, so I handled it in different ways. With the tree, I actually fussy cut along the edges because I just didn't want the white, and I didn't want to color the trunk on the sides. But I did leave the grass with a little bit of the white showing so that I could show you one of the ways that you could fix such a thing is basically just go in there with your marker on the edge, and you don't even have to color deep into it. If you take the white off of the edge itself, you can get that to the point where no one's going to notice. Okay, so that's one way to handle. The other thing that I did do is I used my X-Acto and I went around the edge of the trunk. Now for the little blossoms, those were not perfect. There's a little white still showing. You don't have to be perfect either. So I did go with a little pink and some of the purple around the edge of those. With the little guy who's going to sit in the swing, I took the light brown, and before I cut him out, I just outlined him, and then I didn't have an issue at all. And with the swing, I didn't like that there was a little bit of white showing here, and I wanted the swing to be just right because it's going to be center. So I did take my X-Acto and cut off any little bits of white that I saw. And with this little grouping, I left the white. So you can fussy cut it a little bit, or you can color the edges after you've found out where the white might be, or you can go around it, and then it's not an issue if you have a larger object like this where the colors aren't going to, but it's very hard to find a die cut that's going to cut exactly right on the outside with no white whatsoever. So I have all my pieces cut. I have also taken my white cardstock that I got from the 12 by 12 and I cut it in half to 6. I'm going to pull back a little bit now, and I have put one of the papers inside. I also glued around the edge because I knew I was going to come in and die cut that center, and I did that center with this Sizzix. I used the second biggest one, and I'm not sure, 657913 is the name of this grouping. And again, I used my leafy branches from Heartfelt, which I think I still have those in the store, and my Sugar Hollow Hangout and Sugar Hollow Bungalow, and those are at huckleberryherbs.com. And so now I'm ready to start putting this together. So the first thing I need to do is get my little owl guy here. He needs to be glued on to the swing. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the rope of the swing itself for his wings. And I'm going to put some on his feet because they'll be on the bottom of the swing. And hopefully that will be enough to keep him intact on the swing. There we go. Okay, so he is on his swing. Now, as far as any other prep before I glue these on, I need to shape these flowers. And I don't have my usual flower shaping tools with me at the moment. This is actually, I use this for parchment paper, but I am going to see if I can manipulate the fibers a little bit. Just some spinning, and if I have to, I can take, because I don't want them to have too much dimension either. Just want them to pop up a little bit. And of course I have a foamy underneath here so that there's some squish behind the flowers. And I'm just breaking up the fibers and giving these a little bit of shape. And they don't have to all be exactly the same. Just a little bit of something so that they have some visual three-dimensional interest. And I will probably go back and put some glitter and go in the center there, and just, usually I would have a larger tool. Okay, that's good. Alright, so I have my flowers ready, and I'm gonna take first, oh goodness, he's already sticking. I'm gonna take my owl on the swing, and I'm gonna glue right on the tops of the rope here, and position from this side. Okay, and I want to make sure that that is well stuck down. So it's got a little bit of movement. That's cute. And I'm going to leave it sticking up for a second. I don't want, as a matter of fact, I may need to take just a piece of scrap paper and stick it under there so that the glue doesn't adhere to the inside of the card. And then I'm going to take my tree, and again, I need to do glittering. This should all be sparkling. Alright, and I could have given my leaves some dimension too. As a matter of fact, it's still not too late, even though I started gluing. Just a bit of a curve so they have a more natural look to them. And again, I'm not sure which leaves are going to be hanging over, and I'm just going down the center, just giving them a little bit of shape. Yeah, that's nice. Alright, so get this glue on, and I'm going to stay towards the outer edge over here because, and up the top, and I'll see if there's any place else that needs it, because I'm putting this right here so that it goes over. There we go. There. Alright, so that's what we have so far. He's cute. A little bit of movement. And I know it's looking a little busy over here, but I really want to include these guys. I'll probably be adding a bow, a happy birthday. Well, I might put the bow down here and put the happy birthday over there. And maybe I'll put something else there. I don't know. I also have the flowers. Maybe I'll have them. Okay, so I think I'd like to have that up a little bit. So I'm going to pop dot that. I put my needle back into my glue so that we don't have an incident with the glue hardening. So I'm going to put some pop dots on the back of the owls. Give them a little dimension. Actually, does he? Yeah, he doesn't hang on. No, he may. I'm going to move that pop dot just in case. Just give him a little bit of dimension. I think that'll do it. Okay. Take the backing off. There we go. Yeah. It's cute. He's got some movement. And now the flowers. Right. I'm going to put one there. I don't want to cover up all the leaves after all that coloring. So I'm placing the flowers in a spot where they still have the leaves sticking out the back a little bit. This last one. Alright, that's it so far. Now I have to figure out what I'm going to do with my happy birthday and maybe a bow or something. I don't know if I'll do anything in the corners, and if I'll stamp an image on the inside and put some sentiment. So I'll be back. Okay, so it's actually the next day. And as with many of you guys, just to make a card, the room has been attacked. But I thought I would share my final decisions after digging out all the items that I thought I would want to play with. That first of all, these flowers definitely need to have glitter on them, so I'm gonna go around the edges, not be too picky about it. Glitter on the flowers. I'm going to do glossy accents in the center of them. So, whoops, a little drop on the owl. Which, again, I don't want to be too picky. Okay, and then I think the top of the owls need a little something to bring your attention. I love this glitter glue. With a more steady hand, which I'm trying to hold this so that you can see it. So it's a little bit not in the right position for me. You can really get into these spots and put the glitter exactly where you want it. But for right now, I just am not going to be too picky. I really tend to stay with the basics when it comes to things like glitter, glossy accents. I could take out my purples, and at some point I'm sure I will use purple glitter on something like this, but at the moment a little bit in the grass just so there's a little something down there. I don't want to necessarily, maybe some on their wings. I don't want to take out dark purple. I think there's a lot of purple and green, as it's turning out, happening here, and I'm just going to put some essentially clear glitter on. And yes, I could have glittered this up beforehand and not done it when, but I find that this is not a bad approach if you're using a container like this, to save it for last once the card is put together. And it won't look very good right now while the glue is drying, but in the end it will. And I can clean up the card a little bit more as well. It'll have a nice shimmer. I also am probably going to want to put a little bit of shimmer on what I've decided to do for a tag. So I used the, and as you can see, once I take it out, I put the magnets on it. I used this, the same die, the smallest one, to create a tag. And I chose to use the Madeline Violet regular wow to pop up the happy birthday. And I used, and again, I go to these things all the time, the Brilliance purple, pearlescent purple, and did a little edging with the ink. And now I'm just gonna pop this up with a couple of pop dots so that it has some height and dimension to it as well. A few on the edges, and make sure you get at least your center there. And I'm going to put that in the corner. And I chose to put it in the upper left hand corner. It was, you know, the big debate. Where should it go? Happy birthday, right? When you see what I do next, it might make a little more sense that it's kind of busy up here, but I chose to put the happy birthday there. Now, again, in the center, I didn't like the way that I mean, the light purple is beautiful, but I also have to worry about where you're going to write, and what does it look like with just that plain. So I suppose you could say fussy cut. I just went on the other side with my black ink pen. What do you call those? Micros, you know, micron pens. And I made myself some grass. I don't know if you can see the black ink. And then I just took my X-Acto, and it didn't take me long to cut that out, so that, trying not to mess up my glitter, so that when you put this on the inside and close it, it puts some ground behind the owl. It brings a little bit more of a light color in, because that purple frame is larger than I thought it would end up being. It matches, because it's from the papers, with the green that's already there. It puts a little interest on the inside, a place for myself to aim when if I put a message up here, and my signature down there. And in the front, again, it grounds the owl a little bit, makes him look like he's actually swinging across the grass and there's some sort of a horizon. I've also decided to go with this glitter ribbon, which I don't know where I got this. It looks like it might have been like Michael's Halloween ribbon. I have to tell you, just about all these newfangled things, fandango things that they come up with the glitter makes a horrid mess. It's coming off of the ribbon while I'm trying to tie a bow, and I don't know if you're finding it, but a lot of these glitter papers and stuff, they make a mess, and I was fighting with that. They're also hard to glue. This is some kind of netting with glued glitter on top of it. So netting doesn't really care about glue. It doesn't really like glue. It doesn't stick well. It's got nylon in it, etc. So I'm going to have to leave my finger here for a moment and just snip these. But that wasn't enough for me. I didn't like just having the ball. I mean, it looks very sparkly if you can see that on camera. but it was still not quite balanced and right for me. And I couldn't help myself, and this does have a bit more yellow in it, but there's a little bit of yellow in my leaves. I ended up going to my Wild Orchid Craft Roses to just have something to place there. So that will help the ribbon to stay as well. So I'm just going to glue up just one Wild Orchid Rose, and I may come back at some point and take the time to glitter that up, or I may leave it because there's enough sparkle, and there's enough sparkle down here that you know, might be enough. And then I've decided to put a few sequins, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think 5. So 3s, 5s, 7s, odd numbers when you're doing art things. Notice that in the end there was only 4 owls here, but there's 5. There's 5. Whenever you can do that, the 3s and 5s are great numbers for the arts. And that's true of music too. When you compose music, if you're going to have that last line of the song and people sing it 2 or 3 times, the rule of thumb is it really should be 3 times. So it's interesting, music and the visual arts might seem very different than each other, but they are very similar. Certainly we only have one human brain, and it's affected in patterns of ways. So the pattern of 3 is a very comfortable pattern for people, and if you're gonna go for it and do 4, you might as well do 5. It would be better to do 5. Okay, let me see, is there anything else I had planned beside the sequins? I think I'm just about done. I think this is it. So what do you guys think? Finished product. I hope you enjoyed this little trip with me. I will be coming back. I still have my mini album going. So sorry, but I had to stop and make my daughter's birthday card, so I thought I would share that with. I was dying to try my owls out, and I have the mini album ready to be next, so I will be back with that. If you would like the owls or any Heartfelt Creations, feel free to email me at huckleberryherbsandart7, the number 7, @gmail.com, or pop on over to huckleberryherbs.com, the store. Oh my goodness. I hope you liked this, guys. And the owls are so cute. Till next time, everybody, this is Kathy from Huckleberry Herbs and Art. God bless.